Hi there, and welcome to my channel where I chat about my science job hunt, deliver presentations and improve my skills. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Today I will talk about the elevator pitch. Welcome back. I'm Paul, your host and a microbiologist of over 15 years looking to share my knowledge while finding a new QA microbiology or science role. This statement could be considered a short elevator pitch as it introduced me and what I do. However, it lacks how I could benefit you, which is something some people recommend. An experienced recruiter called Andrew LaCivita, who pops up on YouTube a bit, recommends that a one-sentence pitch should contain the following: who I am, what I do, and how I can help you. The benefit to you, the viewer, could be that I give you tips to help you in your job search, or as a potential employer, you get to see my skills and get an idea of if you would like to work with me. For my job search, knowing my niche, which I will provide in another video, which will be linked to here when it's done, helps a lot as you can tailor your pitch to how you are presenting yourself. Knowing your niche also improves your self-awareness, which is a big thing these days, especially with emotional intelligence and all that fun stuff. Knowing yourself helps you talk about yourself, ideally. Depending on the experts, elevator pitches are either dead, as they're pretty much marketing guff. They should be one sentence or about a minute long. Based on this, I'm going to present two pitches. One's 60 seconds and one's just a single sentence. I am a microbiologist who helps manufacturing companies align and optimize processes, enabling them to operate in an audit-ready state so they can reduce the frequency of OOSs and the number of audit observations while improving their testing efficiency and timeliness of batch release. So this pitch says what I am, which is a microbiologist, and who my customers are, which is manufacturing companies, mostly labs, but it's QA department and production, anyone I'm in charge of or leading, anyone with queries. They're all customers. And it also explains I help them, which is by improving processes, ultimately reducing audit citations. The one sentence pitch in no way encompasses everything I want to convey in an introduction, because it's just not long enough. It should be as accurate as possible and should interest the listener enough to ask, "Tell me more." After that, you could introduce your 60-second pitch, which is coming up next. I'm a microbiologist who helps manufacturing companies align and optimize processes, enabling them to operate in an audit-ready state so they can reduce the frequency of OOSs and the number of audit observations while improving their testing efficiency and timeliness of batch release. During my 15+ years working in and around pharmaceutical laboratories, I have processed and mapped many tasks and created and updated hundreds of documents, improving the ease of use of documents and the efficiency of processes. I have taken and tested thousands of viable environmental monitoring samples while simultaneously conducting ad hoc audits of the production environments. I have developed and delivered training to my teams and others, which has improved the practical skills and regulatory knowledge of those who I work with. I have led the investigation into OOS results and suggested corrective and preventative actions, which has led to a reduction in OOSs, thereby reducing the time and resources spent on investigating non-compliances. I have validated processes such as bioburden tests and equipment such as incubators, calibrated equipment such as pipettes, and controlled manufacturing processes such as aseptic media fill trials. All of the above has helped in the release of results in full and on time with a minimum of effort. I'm a big fan of being efficient and reusing material. That is why the first sentence in the 60-second elevator speech is exactly the same as the one for the one-sentence pitch. It also demonstrates that the first sentence is an excellent introduction into further discussion. The additional information provided in the 60-second speech, or thereabouts, conveys the information about me that one sentence cannot. That I can map processes, that I am an experienced documentation writer. I'm experienced in auditing, training and investigation, and I have a solid background in viable environmental monitoring, and I'm also knowledgeable about the relevant regulations and guidelines. The experts tend to say don't use I too much, but considering the elevator pitch is about you, it's really difficult not to say I, because you've got to have done this stuff, and you've got to say I've done this, which had this effect, which shows that I'm valuable to you. There may be a bit too many I haves based on that, but I've just explained why that's acceptable in my view. And the validation discussion potentially has a lot of such as, but also I'm using examples. You can get wordy and rearrange words and use bigger words or different words to explain exactly the same term, but I guess but in order to be efficient, keep it the same, keep it simple. If you have found this video interesting or informative, consider subscribing, liking or commenting. If you didn't like it, press hate and maybe say why you didn't like it. I consider all relevant feedback as positive, as without a feedback loop, improving is harder. Until next time, this has been Paul Yeatman, Bachelor of Science, looking for a job. Kapla!